Man, responsibility and manipulation, a whole bunch of shit that we taught each other, directly and indirectly. I'll say that. There was toxic, very, very toxic on both sides, man. Toxic to a degree that I was not prepared for, but it taught me to be more aware. Fucked up my nervous system along the way, but I also did the same. I fucked up. I was projecting pain, she projected pain, but I learned to not be so trusting of people's words and watch what they do.
Roll me, Mac.
What are some of the moments you've experienced that you feel saved your life? Okay. Well, moments that have saved my life. Opening up a book, the self-improvement. Open up my very first self-improvement book. Focusing on self-improvement certainly saved my life because my perspective was very negative at that point in time, and not negative towards others, maybe indirectly, but more negative towards me, as if I was not good enough, I was not human enough, I wasn't lovable, I shouldn't be here anymore. Mindset where I was in my life about between 2016 to about 2021. Yeah, about 2016 to about 2020. I would say I was on the verge of on a very steep decline in my life mentally. And what saved my life, honestly, therapy. In conjunction with opening my first self-improvement book. When I was in therapy, my therapist, my very first therapist, he suggested a book called How We Love. And amazing what it spoke about. It was like it knew me. And it's like, how do these people know? And that's what I love about psychology and mental health. You see those videos, for instance, in Psych2Go, they'll say 10 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship between a mother and a son. 10 unhealthy signs of 10 signs of an unhealthy relationship between a father and a daughter, and a father and a son, and things like that. And I was recognizing a mirror on a few of those things, and just realizing that I had to make change in me. And what therapy taught me was that I'm not able to change the people around me. I can only change myself. It was me trying to control every aspect of my life was trying to be controlled. And I was playing The Sims. Really, I really was playing The Sims in real life. I was trying to pinpoint to control what that person does, what this person does, what they respond to. Not very trusting by any stretch of the word. I was not trusting. Both I wasn't trusting of others, and I wasn't trustworthy myself. I was self-sabotaging, and it was eye-opening to see it in therapy, to really have a mirror to yourself and recognize the things that I was doing. Now, granted, do I believe things were like people projected their pain onto me? Sure, but I have no control over that. I can control my response to it, but I'm not able to control exactly what they do. Everybody's in their own world. Everybody's directing their own film, but I had to focus on me and the part that I played in it, the enabler. I encouraged the behavior. I tolerated it. Therefore, I encouraged it. Therefore, I enabled it. Synonyms to me. For me. I'm not saying for you, whoever's listening or watching, but as far as me goes, if the behavior persisted, it was because I allowed it, some way, shape, or form. I stayed there, and I didn't walk away. I had a choice. I could stay, or I can walk away, and I chose to stay. And that is something that's true acceptance. And what I love about, again, opening up a self-improvement book, The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle, is that acceptance leads to peace. No matter what is going on, accept what it is. Basically, amor fati. Accept things as they are, not what you want them to be. And truth be told, if we knew the truth about the people we were around, I mean everyone, we probably would not, we probably wouldn't look at them the same. You know, some things are better left unsaid type thing, you know, just understanding like the crust of a motherfucker. And so we only know what a person presents to us. And that's something I learned in therapy. So therapy saved my life. Therapy shifted the way I was looking at things. Therapy prevented me from always feeling like everything's my fault. It's all about me. It showed me that ego. Now, there's that cocky ego, and I had a little bit of that, maybe a lot of bit of that, coming up in my 20s and probably teens, and some would say even now. But the ego that everything is my fault, that is the one that I had to get introduced to. I had to put that in words. I had to have a label to it so that I can heal from it. Reveal to heal 101. So in therapy, how it saved my life was it showed me that I was constantly in victim mode, and I was constantly believing everything was about me. Everything was my fault. The reason why these people that I love so much didn't want to come around me was something was wrong with me. And the reason why she did what she did when she was with me is because something about me. The reason why my friends didn't show up for me for this particular thing was because there was something wrong with me. Now, you obviously know me now for saying I don't believe in right and wrong. So perspective is what it was, and perspective is what needed to change. So I had to learn how to utilize perspective. Perspective is a lifesaver. So therapy, a lifesaver. Self-improvement, a lifesaver. Perspective is a lifesaver. For those of us who just feel like there's no hope for nothing, man. I'm not able to do anything right. When you're able to shift the perspective and understanding that everything happens for you. No matter what's going on, everything is happening for you. It's like if you knew what was ahead, you'd understand why you're going through what you're going through. But you have to wait the movie out. You have to wait and see how the rest of the script goes. Don't get me wrong, you have your part in it. There are choices that you're going to have to make, but trust and believe in God and His universe that you certainly have your story. You help write it. You also help carry it out. It sounds kind of spooky, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, but everything aligns. everything that's happening right now, you listening to this, the things that happened yesterday, the thing that happened that you were pretty pissed about, you were supposed to know. You needed to know so that you could make different choices going forward. And that's just sometimes that's a hard thing to accept. But again, acceptance leads to peace. Lifesavers. I've had people in my life save my life from a few things. I can say that. I'll go with my parents for sure. Lifesavers. For many things, they wanted to ensure that me, my brother, and eventually my daughter didn't grow up with a lot of the things that they grew up seeing, things that we know nothing about. And they took us from wherever they came from and put them in a position to where they felt like it was safe enough to raise a family. Even if, we had our fair share of trauma still being projected on and stuff like that. That makes them human, it makes us human for doing so. But they pulled us from what they believe was going to lead to a sense of danger. And I'm grateful, forever grateful. I say my father saved my life in a sense of that gift he gave me with music and comedy. Because of comedy, I didn't recognize a lot of the things that I was going through because I would just make a joke about it. And, that might have been a defense mechanism, of course, if you're trying to handle something serious. But the ability to use your pain and turn it around and be able to smile at the end of it is a gift. That is a gift, to take some of the darkest things that people may endure in their life and then turn it around and somehow it makes you smile. And between the music, the comedy, I was considered that like lifesavers. My mother getting me the hell out of Suffolk to have some form of life, because the path that I was on was not the spot, bro. It was not the spot. That's talked about in the previous episode. Quitting was my thing. I didn't really stick to shit. The military makes you stick with shit. You signed a contract, so you gotta abide by it. And that was the best thing that ever happened for me, because it gave me a chance to be in a position to meet some of the most colorful characters, most wonderful people that I would come around that influenced me, that additionally saved my life. I mean, that was the military. The Air Force was the first time I was away from my family. I'm talking about not a damn soul in sight. And I had to learn how to survive without the family as a crutch, instead of, running home to mommy anytime you got afraid of something. And me and my best friend joined forces, became a tandem, and then we got more people. And then before we knew it, we had created a family of our own amongst each other. And we saved each other from a lot of things, man. We went through some shit. We've been through some tough breakups. We've been through some challenging letdowns when it comes to failing tests in the military. We saw, we lost, we've had people pass away that we knew, and we got each other through that. So, I look at self-improvement, the introduction to self-improvement type knowledge, therapy, music, comedy, my parents, the list goes on. I mean, there's been so many things that I can say contributed to my life being saved in so many ways, man. So many ways. There's been times where I was supposed to, I'll tell you, and I'll share this with you. A lifesaver. My life could have changed dramatically in a Food Lion back home in Chesapeake, near Chesapeake Square Mall. There was a Food Lion, right, growing up. And I don't know why I was doing it. I think the people I was around, I saw them taking stuff out of Food Lion, right? So there's this kid working there. He was in high school, maybe, or just graduated, whatever. And I think I've shared this story before, but my life would be totally different on some stupid shit that I put myself into. But I was 14 years old, and I was trying to steal a box of condoms from Food Lion. And the guy came up to me and he was like, give me the box, man, I won't tell your mom. You should have seen the fear in my face, like, damn. It wasn't even, and as crazy enough as it sounds, I wasn't necessarily worried about going to jail yet or being arrested. I was worried about how I would look, how I would make my mom look in that store. And it's, it seems so small, but in my mind, looking back, a lot of things could have changed for my life as far as the things that I was getting myself into over something dumb like condoms. I mean, if it's that bad, my parents could have got me some if needed, or get some from another kid in school. But just something that, to me, I look at that kid now, and I send him positive and healing energy to the past, because why? Just why would you do that? Why would that be it? And I also want to attest to some people I refer to as like very, very close friends to me, and just going through the storm of what we all had to endure together in our individual relationships that they had, like I said, that they had with me. You know what I mean? Whether it's from from Air Force and the military, whether it is we're getting cool after high school and then realizing that people actually care about you. You know what I mean? Or just coming across a lot of people with just kind spirits, for real, like genuinely kind-hearted people, and then you see them fall for like people that just don't value them, myself included. I would do the same thing. We all were going through situations where we kept chasing that what did not value us, that what did not want us, that what did not love us, because that seemed normal. Something about that felt familiar to us, and we kept going towards that. But I'm talking about life-saving. There's one time where I almost got hit by a car leaving Castlewood in Burbage Grant, and I was riding my bike. I think I had headphones on, and sure enough, that lady hauled on them brakes so fucking hard, man. But I was about to fly. I was about to be Kobe Bryant trying to jump over a car. But it happened so fast. But I remember being so jittery. I remember going around to the car. As a teenager, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, and just repeatedly apologizing. And I mean, there's a list of things I could think of that just really saved my life. There were people that I'm no longer in contact with that were there in clutch moments. We were there for each other in clutch moments, and I'll forever be grateful for that. And I don't want, if they ever were to see this, know that it was well appreciated. The things that we got involved in, just being in contact for whatever time frame that was, to now not being in contact for whatever that reason is, but we got through. It was a lot, life-saving. I'd say becoming a parent too. I definitely didn't do. I know for sure, looking back, there's much more I could have done as a parent. But let me tell you, the seriousness of wanting to provide whatever your kid needs, it woke me up. And it scared me, but it scared me in a way that, like, I'm not able to, I can't be bullshitting about this. I have to be readily available whenever the call comes that my kid needs something. So I tell her quite often, frequently, and I mean, she watches this for sure. Let my daughter know that she saved my life. Honestly, she saved me and her mother's life. For where we were going in life at the time, just it made us grow up in many ways, right? It made us grow up, and we grew up with her. You know, we grew up together, and still growing up for that matter. So many lifesavers, I can honestly say, that contributed to present day me. Teachers that cared, really, like a lot of teachers that really cared. You know, that's something that I do not believe people understand how impactful the profession of a teacher is. A counselor, they don't get paid enough. I say that again. You can make it a clip, whatever you want. Teachers do not get paid enough for what they have to endure, especially within the last 20 years with all the school shootings and just trying to give people an education so they can go out and be better. And then they have to protect, and they have to be willing, they don't have to, but they're willing to sacrifice their bodies to save other people's kids. And they have kids, I'm sure. Some of them have kids themselves, but they're willing to risk their bodies for their kids. I don't think people understand how impactful that is, and to give shit to teachers about your kid because they know how manipulative their asses are. They see them all the time, you know. They see them more than we do. And that's the thing. My teachers, they looked out for me in a lot of ways. Lifesavers, for real. Lifesavers. The gems that were told to me back in 11th grade are now, you know, present and relevant in 2026. And I'm grateful to the teachers that helped me pay attention. Another lifesaver, man, Miss Anderson, right? I believe her name was Miss Anderson, right? Yeah, Miss Anderson. I say that because she taught me how to do the home row. And that would become my job. You know what I mean? I remember her getting in our ass that one day because we were bullshitting in class. See, I think it was senior year. It was senior year taking keyboarding. And I remember her yelling at us, just like, if you don't learn these computer skills, you are not gonna go far in life. And I would go to the Air Force and I have to type shit. You know, you have to type so many words a minute. And Miss Anderson taught us that. And I think Miss Anderson had a little crush on me too. I would come by, she was like, "Hey, John." And I'm like, "All right, Miss Anderson." I think she was like 22. And I was turning 18. It's not like some 40-year-old woman is like hitting on a fucking 15-year-old or some shit that you see on TV all the time. But just being nice to the cute kid. That's what I believe. I believe it's being nice to the cute kid. But there was, man, the impact that Miss Anderson had, the impact that guidance counselors had, the impact that, hell, police officers that didn't give me that ticket because I did not have the money at that time. So, lifesavers. I remember being on the bridge, Chesapeake Square. Oh, no, I said Chesapeake Square. I remember being on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. We were going to see my grandma. It's me, my mom, my brother, I think my daughter, and yeah, we're headed to my grandma's house in Salisbury. And I got pulled over because I was speeding on the bridge. And he saw that I was military because I think I had something on my car that was like something. I think it had Air Force. And then also the fact that I had on Raider gear. So being affiliated with the Raiders, and then I told him the truth. I'm like, I'm actually a 49er fan. You know, like, shut the fuck up. But I ended up getting out of he just told me to slow down. There's been a lot of police officers that have saved my life. I can honestly say that. I know that cops also get a bad rep, especially against black people, you know, but there are some out there that really do their fucking job, you know, and like serving and protecting. And it's just giving a shout out to them and being grateful for the ones that take on that responsibility. But yeah, lifesavers, man. I'm not able to say enough. I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of lifesavers, but I want to say, as a group, I appreciate you all. What are things that you've learned from a woman? Yeah, so many things, man. So many things that I learned from a woman. I'll start with the woman that I say the most from early on in life, and that'll be, my mother. What she taught me, she taught me how to wash dishes. I would become the dishwasher. How to wash clothes. Yeah, how to wash clothes. Take out the trash. So, be productive, like little things, you know what I'm saying? Like learning to understand how to be like the man of the house. Little stuff. I remember being pissed off. Me and my cousin Brandon, like, man, why the fuck we gotta wash dishes? Or why we gotta take out the trash? And then it would all make sense years down the line. But she taught me manners for sure. Especially in public. We definitely played a role for the public and then come home and be just something else. But being out there, especially at church, she taught me how to be poised, right? Be poised. She taught me how to grind. Both my parents did, for that matter. But yeah, she taught me how to drive. It wasn't it wasn't the most pleasant experience for her, I'm sure. But I learned how to drive with my mom. I learned how to pay insurance. I learned many things from this woman. Amazing woman to my life, man. I learned comedy. I learned Lucy. I wouldn't have learned about I Love Lucy without my mother. That was our thing. And to this day, I have I Love Lucy Sundays where I will make time to watch either entire episodes on DVD or like I created a YouTube section to where I watch nothing but I Love Lucy clips. And it's just that feeling of being, a kid that had no worries. It's like a reset. It's a nervous system reset for myself, But I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot from my mother. I'm very grateful to her on many things, man. Just the lengths that she went for me, coming up, no doubt. And the lengths that she's willing to go for, my kid and her siblings and, things like that, man. It's things that you don't really think about until you're older and, you don't make shit about you. But I'm talking about just trying to be there, trying to give kids opportunities that feel like they don't have shit. And I'm grateful to Mom for doing that. So if you ever see this, Mom, I love you, Mommy. But things also that I've learned, things I've learned from women that I've met in my life. I have learned the power of expression. Yeah, the power of expression. I had the joy of growing up in the church, and I got to see somebody that I knew very closely, a best friend, being able to lead the flock for like our youth, like ministry type thing that we had. And I've never seen somebody so, at our time, so young, be able to express her thoughts, emotions, and feelings so eloquently the way that my best friend did. When we had to do like the youth ministry thing, it was inspiring to me. And I honestly, back then, I was so caught up into myself. I was like, man, there's no way I could ever do that, And expression. And to this day, our conversations are like, you want to be there for those, Like if you're ever in a room with the two of us just having routine conversation, don't get me wrong, we'll kiki and joke a little bit, but for the most part, when we get to going with conversation, you want to be there for that, honestly, because I learned so much from her just as much as she learns, I say, from me. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful to have that connection with her. And I'll tell you, I love my sister dearly. I hear her so much. What else have I learned? Man, I learned how to be responsible from some of the, I say in many different ways. They all had their way of doing shit, man. At least, they shared with me that I was able to pick up on. But I learned how to be more responsible, more aware. I learned how to learn, for that matter. indirectly or directly. I mean, I might have been trying to impress this woman, but it taught me how to learn. You know, I wanted to learn more, and then I became obsessed with the learning. So, I mean, yeah, I learned how to learn. That's what a woman taught me. A woman taught me how to be so obsessed with learning indirectly. You know, when she said, "Here, learn this," it was just like I was trying to impress her. So along the way, I learned how to learn. So yeah, I'm grateful for that too. I learned eel sauce when it comes to sushi, like eating sushi. I learned a girl I was dating put me on to sushi. Like, I believe her mom made it. You know, her mom made the sushi, and she came over to the apartment. When our representatives were meeting and shit was cool. But she brought sushi. You know, she was trying to make a good impression on me by bringing, you know, fucking meals and shit. But sushi was brought, and she didn't tell me what the sauce was. She was just like, "Try it." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Thick ass soy sauce right here. That's what I think this is." And then once I ate it, then she was like, "It's eel sauce." Okay. I didn't have like a ill nigga, like what the fuck, you know. I didn't have that type of response to it. It was just like, man, it's good. I want this every fucking time. Every time I eat sushi, this is what I want. I'm basic with the sushi. Tuna, spicy tuna, salmon, spicy salmon, and sometimes some other shit that I'll see other people try. But I mean, she practically put me on. No joke. Fried Oreos put me on. Yep, I learned that. I learned fried Oreos through that woman I was seeing. And really, like, man, responsibility and manipulation. A whole bunch of shit that we taught each other, directly and indirectly. I'll say that. There was toxic, very, very toxic on both sides, man. Toxic to a degree that I was not prepared for, but it taught me to be more aware. Fucked up my nervous system along the way, but I also did the same. I fucked up, you know, I was projecting pain, she projected pain, but I learned to not be so trusting of people's words and watch what they do more so than what they say. And that's I think that's more like a big thing for me. Like, you can try to gas me up all you want with "I love yous" and all that shit. And I'm not saying that I don't appreciate, you know, when it's done, but I watch what the fuck you do. And when I watch what you do, a lot of times it's like, I don't believe what you say, depending on what you do. And yeah, I learned creativity, and I learned creativity from a young lady that came from me, for that matter, my kid. Like, to see how creative this young lady is, it's like there's not enough words to describe how proud I am as a father of watching her just be creative on various things, no matter what that is, whether that be singing, dancing, bakery, doing hair, fashion, you know what I'm saying? All of it, comedies, you name it. You know, she's amazing, hands down. I love you, baby. Hell, I learned comics. Honestly, another thing, indirectly, I was dating a young lady and her son was really into comics. So, I mean, I didn't realize that I had a liking for like comic movies, but eventually that became our thing. You know, me and her son, we would look forward to going to comic movies that came out. Yeah, we wanted to be there. And I was like, I had to be there. I wanted to take part in those moments, and it felt good. It felt good to like be a part of that movement that was going on. It's one of those things like you had to be there. You know what I mean? Like, to see the build up, to sit there after the credits, to wait for the next movie, the build up to that movie, go see that movie, wearing a shirt for it, and all that stuff. Like little things. of the people that you enjoy, and spending your time with, having that. So that was something I wouldn't have watched. I definitely wouldn't have been into comic movies had it not been for who I was dating at the time and the things that we did together with her son, who was crazy about comics. So that's something I can say was, I've learned that from a woman, and that's something I'm really into now. Like I would not be as big of a Hulk fan had it not been for that scenario that I went through, So yeah, that I learned. Oh man, I learned strength from the women of my family, the women of this family where I come from. Some of the most creative, some of the most witty, some of the most strong, and not just in the sense of being a strong black woman type thing, but just the mental strength to withstand a lot of things, to take care of kids, ensure that you do these things for them, and provide these things for them, looking after us during the summers and all kind of things. I can honestly say I learned from the women of my family, and even seeing the little cousins that little female cousins, now them being adults, young women themselves, and becoming young mothers. Same thing. You had something good to learn from. The only issue I got with some of the women of our family is some of the men that they choose, but I digress. That's a whole nother ball game. I just believe you are far more valuable than what you're enduring from the males that you've chosen to have relationships with. That's just my stance on that. I stand by that. I've learned kindness, man. I mean, I'm talking about supreme kindness, man. Of some women that I've come across in my life have definitely have taught me kindness. They taught me how to love in a way that I hadn't experienced before, in a way that I hadn't seen before, in a way that I didn't even know how was even possible or to do. And the level of forgiveness for some of them, the universe is going to look out for that type of spirit for the rest of their life, whether they know it or not. And that's the thing, of seeing that, for somebody to endure so much, yet still project that kindness. Because most people are quick to, retaliate, ready to, burn the fucking world down, but they still stay firm within being kind. Might have stronger boundaries, might not go around, people no more, but to still have that kindness that they give, to people. And it's not an act. That's just the character that they choose to have. So it's much appreciated. But I mean, I know I've said more than enough right now. I'm sure I could go on for hours on end about the things that I've learned from women and I would say for my mentors, Brene Brown, Carol Dweck, Ayanla, yes, Ayanla. There's so, like I said, there's just so much that can be said about what was learned from the women I've came across in my life, but I'm gonna end it there. How are you and your family most alike? We are stubborn and we are funny. We all have our different styles of humor, but when it comes to being stubborn, we can, very much so. Very much stubborn and stuck in our ways on certain things. That's for damn certain. It's like you love to hate it. Hate to love it, whatever you want to call it. But I say that we're most alike because of our stubbornness about things. Refusal to evolve on certain shit. Comedy though, we definitely connect through comedy, whether that is Christmas movies, whether that is TV shows, like old TV shows, and whether it is movies from the 90s, whether it is TV shows from the 90s and the early 2000s. We're very much, we love comedy. We're definitely stubborn. That is how I believe me and my family are very much alike. Why do you love music? I love music because it's so free. It can take you to different portals, whatever you're into. I know early on I wanted to be in boy bands. I wanted to be in boy bands. I wanted to definitely be in New Edition. I wanted to be in Jackson 5. I wanted to be in New Kids on the Block. I wanted to be in The Boys. I wanted to be in Perfect Gentlemen. If anybody remembers them, they had a hit called Ooh La La, and they had a hit called One More Chance. When we were in Cuba, all the little black boy bands that used to come on, like the Disney Channel and stuff, I wanted to be a part of that. Hell, I wanted to be a part of the Mickey Mouse Club because they sing, and I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a part of a band. It just seemed like cool. Alvin and the Chipmunks, I watched it because I wanted to be motherfucking Alvin. Let me sing, nigga. Let me be in the front. That's what I wanted to do. But music just it protected me. I felt safe listening to certain music. There were times where, talked about it before, where I go through like a childhood breakup with a girl or something in high school, middle school and high school. And all them little jams, the breakup records, and just be sitting there moping around the house about some girl that you ain't even gonna care about in 10 years, maybe even 5. But that's what it was about. It's like you felt the lyrics. You thought you did. Fucking 14 years old. What do you know about love at that age? As far as what you're allowed to do, talk on the phone, walk to each other's classes, and maybe see each other at the movies after school. But for the most part, I wasn't able to be so intimate with the young lady that I would be seeing at that time. But the music really just takes you on a journey and takes you elsewhere. And when I really started to take off and go into different portals once I left my own home, because commonly in my house it was predominantly what I was allowed to play. So I really couldn't play rap because mom was in the church and all that cussing wasn't going to go down. So there was their R&B. I could listen to that. I could listen to their R&B. I could listen to modern R&B. So the likes of Usher, the likes of Mario in high school, likes of Joe, the likes of Glenn Lewis and Blackstreet, TLC, Tony Braxton, just all kinds of, just Maxwell, Eric Benet, the Maya, Drew Hill, like Jodeci. These, I was able to play those now. Certain ones now. Because Jodeci, Freaking You couldn't really be played because we were talking about sex and shit. But like that music helped drift me away. It helped drift me away, man. So the R&B was played, the soul tracks that my father would play. I started to develop a liking for that, and the gospel for sure. I mean, my mom, of course, that's what it was, the gospel. So whenever I would go through something, I would have crying moments listening to Wow Gospel 98 or Wow Gospel 99. Me and my brother singing all these songs in the house that we would sometimes sing at church. But that's what it was. Musique, Soul Child. Like, you had to be there for when he came out. Being in high school, and remember riding on the bus. 103 Jams is playing on the bus and hearing, I'm not trying to pressure you, just can't stop thinking about you. Like, the entire bus, we all, at this point, his album was like impactful for us. And then eventually we'd stop riding the bus because I think we were on the bus for that because that was 10th grade. I was about to lie. 10th grade, yes, it was 10th grade when Musique came out. I remember singing Love for some girl. I forget what it was. I remember singing Love, but it was, music is just freeing, man. Like, it doesn't require anybody for you to feel the emotion of the music. It doesn't require anything. Listening to songs about relationships, listening to party records, listening to stuff made for the gym, stuff made for getting ready for the club, stuff getting ready for work. I used to listen to Earth, Wind and Fire. That's the Way of the World album before, you know, going to school. That was my thing. I would iron clothes. I wake up early enough because mom would always tell me to iron my clothes at the beginning of the week because that's what she would do for her uniforms. I was a procrastinator, and I used to wake up and I would iron my clothes while listening to That's the Way of the World and Shining Star, and then Reasons. Those are the only three like Earth, Wind and Fire songs I knew at the time. And so I would play those very same three records. Anytime something else would play, nope, hit it back. You know, used to be able to program the CD, be like, nope, tracks 6, 7, and 10. That's it. So 6 was Shining Star, 7 was That's the Way of the World, 10 was Reasons. And I think so, right? I don't know. Whatever that CD was, that's what the fuck I believe it was. But like Boys to Men, all the boy bands, even the pop stuff, you know, I wanted to be a part of that. I love that. Like that's probably was my guilty pleasure because I grew up around a lot of people that were really into hip hop and R&B, and you might get slugged for liking Britney Spears or NSYNC, Backstreet Boys or something like that. But I listen to everything. There used to be, dating myself, there used to be this music program that would come on in the morning with wiggly ass lines. It was The Box, right? The Box would play some of like everything. It would play some of everything. But that was the first time that I heard Eminem's My Name Is. I was watching The Box in the morning. I remember seeing My Name Is by Eminem, and I also remember seeing Real Fly for a White Guy record. Give it to me, baby. And I remember hearing it in the hallway. And just remember it just being like a song of its time. You know what I mean? We would just say it would be funny, not because we actually into it, almost like making fun of it. You know, little kid shit, trying to act like you don't like shit, or like how you act like you didn't like Power Rangers. Meanwhile, you know every damn person on Power Rangers. But I digress. Music, I love it because there's something for everyone, whatever you're into, man. And there's no right or wrong thing about it. You got people that love jazz, like they just like to kick back and really just listen to jazz. You got people that are really into trap music, whatever you believe trap music is, hip hop, underground hip hop, the traditional R&B, what I refer to as sex R&B, which is what a lot is like sex music infused with hip hop beats is what I believe the last 15 years have been. And I kind of, you know, I hold on to what Steve Harvey was saying on The Kings of Comedy. If you don't have love, your ass is lacking. And like the love is not, I wouldn't hear the love in the music. It'd be a lot of like breakups and fuck a nigga type shit, you know, like fuck him, and like breakup records for, you know, like sending this message about breakups to these group of girls. Meanwhile, the people that singing them are in like relationships and stuff, like Beyonce. Beyonce had everybody breaking up with their motherfucking boyfriend and husbands and shit. Meanwhile, she stayed with Jay-Z, Joe Camel looking ass. But you know, it's just something that was funny at that particular time when the Lemonade album came out. But that's the impact of music. Music really just influences us. We feel that shit. Like we just believe it's ours. We believe the artist. We will defend people we've never met. That's why I love music. It's that damn powerful. You got people that were trying to defend R. Kelly. You got people that were trying to defend Chris Brown. People trying to defend whoever in music. And I don't want to just highlight them, you know, but just two names that just came to my mind at that particular time. But that's what I'm saying. We don't even know these people, but we're willing to defend them and say they ain't do it. Based on what? I don't know them personally, you know what I mean? Or Michael, hell, my favorite, you know, Michael Jackson. Being able to say, no, he didn't do it. We don't know them personally, but because of what he did to human nature, yep, yeah, back in the day, I might have said, no, he didn't do it. I'm sure I did. I think me and Sergeant Miller, and you know, at work one day, I think we got into it when Michael was on trial. I think this was in 2005, but back when Michael was on trial. And I remember him like just teasing and whatnot. I think I said, man, he ain't do it. How the fuck would I know? But that's what I'm saying. Human nature has that profound effect on me. The greatest song to ever be made for me. Now, I can't speak on nobody else, but Human Nature, that's it. That's the one. That's the one for me. But, I mean, I love music. I don't know what else to say. It's freeing. It allows you to distance yourself if need be. Nothing like seeing a teenager with headphones on, ignoring their parents. I remember being that, sitting in the back seat. They got the radio playing, you got the headphones on, CD player, anti-skip button. Yep, anti-skip, dating myself again. No MP3 players, no iPods, no iPads, nothing. Just, anti-skip, and dare I say, cassette players. Until that tape, get fucked up, and that's it. That's all we had. Sometimes I used to hate that shit when the tape used to get stuck inside the boombox or the tape player. You'd be listening to a record and all of a sudden it sound like the Chipmunks singing your shit, and then you pull out the tape and all that damn tape is just all over the place, man. But good times, simpler times, humble beginnings is what we want to call that. But it was a joy. It was a joy to go through the music the way that I believe me and my peers did. They were around the same age. The things that we were able to witness, the music. Like I say all the time, like the prom music is horrible. It has to be. I don't know. Maybe Bruno might have saved prom for some people. Cause Die With a Smile that's a great record. That's a great fucking record. I love that record. I prefer it in piano, but I love that record. And like I think about like the 90s had bomb ass prom music. Same with the 80s. But like I Can Love You Like That by All For One. I Swear by All For One. Like 90s Backstreet Boys, I'll Never Break Your Heart. Prom records, like I don't know what the prom music is for this generation. I can't imagine what is being played for the last song to remember this moment for the rest of our lives. But I'm getting on a tangent. Nevertheless, I love music. I love creating. I even loved creating music, but it's been amazing. I love listening to classical these days. I'm still a big fan of like the music that I came up with, R&B, soul, some hip hop for sure, the pop music for sure. Learning different aspects of like dance music, EDM type shit, certain ones. Like David Guetta was a fave back in 2011. He reminded me a lot of Miami. It just felt like being in the city anytime I heard his album. What the fuck was the name of the album? I forget the name of the album. It's the one with Usher's Without You and Chris Brown's. It's a song with Chris Brown and will.i.am on it. But it's a good record. Only if I can only imagine. Yeah, if I can only imagine by Chris Brown and will.i.am. It's a great. I love that. I love that album. It's a great album to play. It makes time go by fast too. It's a dance. It's a dance album. But I just love music. I don't know what else to say. Some music I don't fuck with. Some music I really do fuck with, and that's the beauty of it. There's enough music to go around. I don't have to necessarily fit in with this group because they really like that shit. They don't gotta fit in with me because I really like that shit. But it's enough music to go around, and yeah, I love it. So on that note, we're out. I'm Romy Mac. This is Ask Rome. Good night, kids.